Got to keep on moving on, keep going on, got to keep on moving on.
All can make it
In life,
you got to
move
get focused.
keep on moving,
Sky
move
is the
on.
limit.
You got to get there, keep moving, keep marching on.
You can make it
In life,
you got to
move
get focused.
keep on moving,
The sky is the limit.
You got to get there, keep moving, keep marching on.
Keep on moving.
Keep moving, keep marching on.
Hello there and welcome to this week's episode. Last week was remarkable because KBC was not only recognized by the Communication Authority of Kenya, but Able Differently was recognized for its focus on people with disabilities. Congratulations are in order. My name is Stella Tioi.
Keep moving, keep marching on.
Let's start on a brighter note. The Kuza Awards happened last week and KBC was able to scoop 8 awards in different categories. 3 of the awards were on people with disabilities. Here is what we compiled for you.
Now the winner, KBC Channel 1.
It was pomp and glam on Wednesday night at the Crown Plaza in Nairobi as the state broadcaster Kenya Broadcasting Corporation once again showcased its prowess by emerging winners in various categories at the recently held second edition of the Kuza Awards. KBC Channel 1 managed to scoop a whopping 7 awards in various categories, winning the Persons with Disabilities Accessibility Award category, having been represented by Able Differently.
Okay, Able Differently is a program specifically tailored for persons with disabilities and even the community at large, the society, because it talks about the challenges, the success stories, the opportunities that are there for persons with disabilities. But persons with disabilities live within us. So it is a program that teaches the society plus encourages persons with disability. So Able Differently is a unique program, first because it is the only disability program we have in Kenya, 30 minutes dedicated to persons with disability, every Saturday from 6:30 p.m. to 7 p.m. Secondly, it is a program that is presented with persons with disability. For the first time on Kenyan TV, we see persons with albinism, persons with visual impairment, hearing impairment, or any disability presenting and telling their own story. So it's a very good program which we hope and think that other media houses can adopt that so that we can give persons with disabilities more space in media. And that helps mainstreaming disability in media and in the society at large.
We also emerged first runners-up in 3 categories, namely My Kenyan Story category, Children Programming category, and People Living with Disabilities category. The awards, sponsored by the Communications Authority of Kenya, were introduced last year in a bid to push broadcasters to strive for quality services and compliance with regulatory standards.
Our goal is to further the improvements and expand beyond the broadcasting segment as we strive to enable the ICT sector to spur the growth of all the subsectors of this industry, and more importantly, to achieve the goals of the Big Four. Ladies and gentlemen, the authority is elated to note the level of interest these awards have generated to our broadcasting licensees and the general public, who, if going by the reported audience participation figures, did an excellent job in nominating the broadcasters and journalists of their choice. I therefore take this opportunity to thank you all for making this event a reality and welcome you to witness this grand celebration of the achievements of our television and radio broadcasters as we reward our broadcasters' efforts to comply with the requirements of the programming code, as well as to propagate the diversity of the audiences in Kenya as the Constitution entails.
The event was presided over by the ICT and Innovation Cabinet Secretary Joe Mucheru, who lauded the effort, saying that it increased competition, giving consumers choice for content.
Changes attributed to the advancement and convergence in technology does present various opportunities. It cannot be gainsaid that the global broadcasting sphere is faced with fierce competition from the ubiquitous online platforms. Nevertheless, we must acknowledge that we can no longer wish this away. It is for this reason that we must realize that we are in the throes of battle and it is no longer business as usual. Going forward, creativity, innovation, and diversification strategies are inevitable if the broadcasting industry is to stay at the top of the game.
Congratulations to the Able Differently crew. Today's quote is "Success is not for the faint-hearted," and we want to do it a different way. We want you to tell us what you think about the quote. You can do this by texting us to 22162, starting with capital AD. We're taking a short break, but we'll be right back.
Keep moving, keep marching on. Keep moving, keep marching on.
Welcome back. Now, Valerie is a first-year student at Kenyatta University. She developed eye complications, which later led to her partial blindness condition. Take a look at her story.
Valerie Olesia is a first-year student at the Kenyatta University, undertaking gender development studies alongside sociology and political studies.
Valerie Olesia Busaka, the firstborn of a family of 4, 2 brothers and 2 sisters. That is Wesley, Brooklyn, and Valin Lopez. The father is I have a mother happily married to Dad, Mercy and Alex, from Western Province, specifically Vihiga County.
When growing up, she wanted to take banking and accounting, but as fate could have it, she never got to pursue her dream course.
At high school, I was studying very hard because I wanted to do accounting, banking and accounting when I'll finish my Form 4. But when it came to a point that I could not see, I had to change my career. So I was planning to be someone who can just work in an NGO.
The year 2012, when in Form 3 at Kaveh Girls High School, she started experiencing eye problems.
When I went home for school fees, it's when I started realizing that I can't see well. Then I explained to my mother. My mother told me that when I'll be going back to school, I'll pass through Kikuyu Hospital for a checkup. We passed through the hospital, but unfortunately I could not read the numbers they were giving me and the letters. I could not read from far. So it had to go back to a severe checkup to see what was the problem. Okay, yeah. When it could not happen there because I was to report to school. But I insisted to my mom that I can't just go to school. So I was sent to Sabacha Hospital to have that checkup. At Sabacha Hospital, unfortunately, the doctor said that the problem isn't with the eyes, the problem is in the brain.
After the ups and downs on medication, she underwent a brain surgery at the Nyeri General Hospital, which was a life and death exercise.
I went for a CT scan at Moi Referral Eldoret Hospital. After the CT scan, I had to take the results to Sabatia Eye Clinic for the specialist to read about what they got from the CT scan. It was got that I had a growth on the brain that they refer to as a brain tumor. So it was either I become totally blind by waiting, or I immediately go for a brain surgery for the tumor to be removed. So one of the fine days we went there with my mom, I met some doctors who are neurosurgeons. They told me that they are the same doctors who go to Nyeri General Hospital to do the surgeries. So they prefer that we book an appointment at Nyeri General Hospital.
Luckily, the operation was a success and she could partially see, but the challenge remained adapting to the new life of using Braille.
I was very much depressed because now I thought of it's over with my education. I can't go back to school. I didn't know anything about special schools or the people who can read when they are blind. I didn't know that. So my father, okay, there is net, so my father Googled about some special school. He got Thika School for the Blind, but I went to Thika School for the Blind. They told me that I can't study there when I don't know Braille.
She was enrolled for Braille classes and later on a special school to complete her secondary education.
I recovered and I went to Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind, knowing that, oh, I'm blind, let me just go study Braille and then go back to school, see what next. But when I reached Machakos Technical Institute for the Blind, I found other blinds who can take themselves from one place to another. I was encouraged and I felt, oh, I was the one who was now guiding them from place to Peter Mulay supermarket, to the hotels, to take some food to the dining hall of the class. And then I was encouraged and I felt, oh, God is good. Actually, he has done me a great thing.
Being the firstborn in her family, this new acquired lifestyle could not deter her from working extra hard.
And it took me to the other side of life when I became partially blind. It gave me motivation to work very hard because I knew now life is too difficult for me. There is nothing I can do in life. It's only education and education. If not education, it's education which will help me reach somewhere. So I had to study very hard. And I used never to play, to joke in school or what else. I just used to work hard, I used to wake up at 3. Even my friends used to call me a witchcraft. But I knew what I wanted. I used to wake up at 3. At high school, I never got a grade below B, but I knew what I want. I knew determination in life is determined by someone who is determined also. So I had to be determined because I knew I must go to campus to pursue my education, and that was not the end of my life. So I worked very hard to get where I am now.
Valerie is thankful to her parents who stood by her during the trying times and struggling to at least save her eyesight, which could have otherwise have led to total blindness, being dumb and deaf at the same time.
My parents, back at home, my dad, Mr. Alex Bisaka, and my mom, Mercy, I like to tell them they did a great part in my life to spare my life, my sight, and all that they did. I say thank you to them.
During her free time, Valerie plays goalball.
I do practice goalball, which it's my favorite game at this stage of being blind. And then it's what is going to make me even an international player. I like playing goalball so much.
Her message to the rest of the community is,
let them aspire to get inspired before they expire. So that's just to tell everyone to work hard. Life is not something you can go smoothly. You just need to play your part as life plays its part. And all in all, God is above of everything. So you just have to trust in God and all will be well. For my situation, if I could never trust in God, I could be nowhere in this life, because I witnessed even those I went to do operation with. There were 4 of them and all of them died, and I'm the only survivor from the operations. we made at Nyeri General Hospital. So everyone has to know that he or she has a purpose in life, and you have to work for that purpose, because life is never a rose of flowers.
We've come to the end of the show, and it is my hope that you've enjoyed it. Until next time, I'm Stella Tioe. Bye.
Dadi, ulikuwa wa busara kwako, ukisema hujazoea upweke. Ai, ila dadi, ulinitia kitanzi mwanao, kwetu nyumbani kila mara migogoro ziishi.